Hello peeps, it's been a long time, but welcome to my YouTube channel on IT and Gadget Solutions. And today I am going to show you how you can reset your iMac. Now, iMac I will be doing this on is a 2017 Mac. Now, it's different ways that you do it on silicon as well as an Intel, but as for silicon, I will show you. I can't show you because my system is Intel. But normally, when you reset, do a macOS recovery, you would normally power on and then holding the buttons down for which is the power button. Then, in turn, on the silicon system, it will come up with a blank page with two icons, one on the hard drive and says options, and you use the options page to go into recovery, wipe your hard drive, etc. But we're not going to go through that. I'm going to actually tell you how you can do it on an Intel computer, iMac, sorry. So yeah, let's show you how this is done. I'm resetting it because it's a little slow and I'm having trouble with certain apps, so I'm going to be resetting it that way. So before we turn the power on, if we go to the keyboard, we will be using Command and R. That will put us into the recovery mode to start reinstalling Mac and on the system, which is your current iOS. So mine is Ventura because in Intel 2017 can't go further than that. You can, but I'd rather not on mine. It is an old Mac I'm doing this on. So yeah, let's get into the video and this is how it's all done. So yeah, press the power, which is just at the back here. Press that and then immediately press Command and R at the same time. Keep holding it and then eventually what will happen is it should recognize your input, and when you think you keep holding down the Command and R, there you go, now it's going into recovery mode, and the moment it blanks we know we have been successful in this. We're now in to the main menu of the recovery system, so it'll choose your language. So we're in English, so press arrow, and as you can see, macOS recovery has started. Now this gives you a few options. You can restore from time machine. For that to happen, you must have your iMac or MacBook, whatever you're doing a reset on, that will be restored from a hard drive you currently backed up onto. Second option is reinstall macOS Ventura. That's your operating system on the Mac. So if you need to reinstall the macOS by any means, then you would have to use that option. Then Safari, you can use the internet to explore Apple support and get support from there direct. It won't be a full browser, but only just for recovery for that matter, and disk utility, which we'll be using today. Now this is going to go step by step. So we are wiping the hard drive clean slate, reinstalling macOS, and then I will show you. That takes time installing, as you know, on the Macs, and I will show you the final result at the end of the video. So, disk utility, we need continue, and then this is the dialog of your main hard drive, of your disk utility, of any drives you may have got currently that be on the system here, vice versa. This is our main drive, but this is not the one we'll be looking for. So just above on top there, you can see view. So click view, show all devices, and all the disk images are there, as you can see. So what do we need to wipe, you may ask? Well, not your disk image. You do not, under circumstance, you wipe any of this. This is your main BIOS system that starts up your Mac. So you do not do any of these. It's the above one we need to wipe. So we got container, and then we got the main the other part of the drive. So what do we need, you may ask? So luckily I have reminded myself, because it's been a long time since I've done this, so I thought I'd do a nice video just to let you all people know and how this is all done. So this is your main system of what you're using, the volumes, etc. So yeah, and this is your main hard drive. So I'm currently using 124 gigabytes. Other volumes, if I'm using, which is could be the container there, will be 4, and all this in grey is what's free. So we got 870 gig. This is because I use iCloud mostly. You may say, yeah, why am I using iCloud? But actually I'm not. I'm only using my iCloud for all my documents, etc. And I will be, and I've got all my other hard drives I have, which is underneath my desk, that I store the rest of my files on. So what we need to do is now, is we need to erase this drive. So we've selected the disk utility, etc., as you know, and we now know what we need to choose. Once we now know, we select on the one that says Apple, this one here, and then top right hand corner, sorry, you click, there's a few options: volume, which is default, a first aid, or partition and erase. For this matter of the video, we need erase. So we erase, and then this will come pop up and telling you that the volume will be wiped, and the system will set the name again to the same name, and this will just in turn wipe the entire drive that we were currently using. So make sure you put in a name, so it's done that for us, and format APFS. But what we need to do is we need to change that to, that's the format of your drive, sorry I meant. So then we click erase. That will in turn erase the entire volume of that main drive, because obviously I've got 1 terabyte in it, and this will what shouldn't take time to do. So it is now doing the process of erasing the drive, as we know. But yeah, that's now doing its process. As we know, it's now done the erasure completely. So we now press continue, but done, and we know now this is completely white. You use nothing, volumes, etc. Now, to make sure we've got a nice clean drive, what we will do is we will, this, if you click the top bit, this is your main hard drive of the main physical map area of your volume. So as you know, it's 1 terabyte. So yeah, then what we could do is here is recreate the partition, but we don't need to because we've already erased the volume off, so there's no macOS, no nothing. So we can go ahead and reinstall macOS. Now, if you wanted to say a different container or delete the container, etc., you'd have to click erase. But it's a bit technical. I won't go too much into it. But and all that lot. I'm not really, I can't remember at my top of my game. But a container is like, it's like open a cupboard, and in that cupboard then it's got your stuff inside of it. So it's kind of that kind of scenario, if you know what I mean. But if you wanted to delete the entire lot here, what we can do is we go into this, we can highlight, make sure you've got IDI, select that all, but we're not going to be using this, so we can press Command and C on the keyboard. That will copy that. So then what we can do is now we can erase. We're going to call this will create a new entire thing, but we are not going to be doing that. That's to create a new container within the drive itself. So I don't really want to do that, so that's a different way you can wipe your entire drive that way. So we're going to cancel out. We know it's been wiped, but if you click on that, there's nothing on the entire disk. So we can come back at the recovery, press the red icon on the next, and now we can reinstall macOS on the drive. Select it, continue. And now, basically, this is the macOS software. So this is macOS Ventura. So, this is to start the installation on the Mac. We press continue. It is now loading. And then eventually, now normally macOS, it depends on your systems. This is Intel. This is an old iMac. This can take up to half an hour to an hour, maybe less. Even though you wiped the drive, I know you would say why you would wipe the drive when the macOS is going to be quick. No, it takes time to write all the files that the OS system needs the computer to know what software it needs to run the entire computer with the new OS. As we know completely at the moment, on the most up-to-date MacBooks, you can, at the moment, I can't remember if it's Sequoia, I can't remember vaguely what the most recent one is, but then I think there's another one. Is it Tahoe? I think, something like that. That's the most recent macOS. Don't get me wrong, I can't remember, but yeah. So this is just a quick video to show you how to reinstall and wipe your drive. So, and then go click agree, and that tells you that you've read the returns. You can disagree or agree. Disagree, won't install it, so we go click agree to install. And now it's showing you the drive that we wiped, 1 terabyte, 998 available. So that tells me we know it's a nice clean drive. Select it and then continue. Now this time will drop, and now this is going to take about 2 hours and 70 minutes. It doesn't. I've done this before on my iMac before. There you go. It's half. It's just took a quarter of that time down. So that is the correct time, and eventually that will basically install over time, over half an hour. I will fast forward this. So the installation is done. As we know, it's the startup or the setup of your new iMac with the new freshly installed macOS. So it gives you steps on how to set your Mac up in certain ways that you want it as. So you are given your country and region, so you would select your country or region, and my case, United Kingdom. So we can continue. This is to set up any accessibility of your needs, depending on your individual needs. So if you've got trouble with your eye vision, you can enhance your text, your motor, your hearing, and cognitive skill. So I have trouble with my hearing, so I click that on. I sometimes have this on, but I put them on manually, so I won't. So I turn them on. I could press back. Make sure that's confirmed. Motor, no, that's for a physical keyboard to be on your screen, which we don't need. Vision, to make text bigger or voice over. And cognitive, which is your appearance. Now, I like auto. Basically in the night it goes to black, and in the day it goes to white, so you know your appearance from day and night. So in the night after 6, I believe, it goes dark, and then in the mornings it goes to white. Continue. We don't want any of that on, so just continue. No feedback, no hypertext, so we now know that's all done. Continue. Data and privacy for Apple. This just asks for your personal information that's collected with Apple and their servers, etc., to give you the best experience. Continue. Now, migration. Now, this is if you want to transfer a backed up information that you already had previously, or say you backed up all your data and your files on a different drive. This would come into play here, or whether you want to transfer your Windows PC from it as well. So yeah, you can transfer from Mac your time machine backup or startup disk, or from a Windows PC. So go continue. Now you can transfer information to this Mac if you wanted to. So obviously this would pick up any sort of disks, etc., or your other devices that you want to transfer files. That's how you would do it. So I'm not doing that, so go back and go not now. And this is where you would sign in if you've got an Apple ID. Assuming so you would have if you got an Apple product. So you would insert your Apple ID and then you would give your password. And then what happens is then Apple will confirm it's you by sending the passcode to all your devices that you have already assigned with your Apple ID. So I will just put this in, and eventually it will bring up your terms and conditions of your acceptance for the software and your iCloud. So you may have seen the number just prior to that. It's not worth it, because every number is randomly generated by Apple, so you can't use that to gain access into my account. You don't know my details, so don't bother trying. But yeah, so accept your terms and conditions. And then eventually they will sign into your account, which then it will make this device assigned to my Apple ID, as it says on the bottom. So it's doing its work, retrieving all the information from the Apple service, like Apple ID. Now this is to create a computer account. Now you can put in your full name, account name, and a password. If you don't want a password, leave it blank, and you'll be able to sign in without the password or with the password if you want one. So I'm going to just put my details in here off screen, and now it's done the information for my account and retrieved everything it needs to do. On the next page after that, you will be given a page that will send you a passcode for both your devices. So you'll have one sent first to your phone to confirm it's you, because obviously due to the authentication with Apple, and so, and then you'll have another one to verify your device that's associated with your Apple ID. This is because if you've got like a stolen device protection on, vice versa, and you've really locked your account down with the stronger authentication on your account, then you would need to put the two codes in that is randomly generated for you. So you enter those in, let the computer do its thing, and then you are pumped with this then. So make this your new iMac. So it's up to you if you want to turn your location services on. So this allows like maps and other apps that like to find the device if you were to get lost, and maps to retrieve your location. So that's on. This is randomly all done for you. What they suggest: device analytics, that helps with services, any support you need with Apple. App analytics, so it helps developers improve their apps. So that's on. And then Siri, which you also get. So that is set on. Screen time's on, and appearances all done. If you want to customize, we can customize. And it says enable location services. So yes, continue. Now it's up to you if you want to share your data to improve your products and services with Apple, or you can not and just share the crash and usage data when your apps decides to have a whoopsie where it freezes and stuff. That will be sent to the app developers as well as Apple. So I intend to have this on as well. Continue. The screen time, I'm not bothered with screen time. It's basic, but it's all to do with your limits, how much screen time you can get. So you can go continue. Enable Siri, obviously we want that. It's improves Siri detection, your audio recordings. I do not do this. I suggest you don't. So we're going up now. And then again, it finalizes your input details, what you've got at the moment. My phone's connected to my Mac, so you would have to do it's a little software device update, so the Mac can identify your device with when it's connected. So I intend to go install. It doesn't install any iOS or anything like that. And then once I do, it says device has added to account. Press OK, and that will download just a small little file to your device. This is only done once, but as you can see, we are now fully in. That's the fully macOS Ventura and Ventura. We've successfully done a reset, so this is basically we need to reinstall any apps we need to put in, vice versa, like a printer. So yeah, I hope you find this informative. I'm Craig. Do let you know your comments below. Do subscribe and turn your notifications on. Thank you for watching IT and Gadget Solutions on YouTube. Thank you and bye.